What is up, guys? Dashing here for episode 441, actually, of Community Universe Mode in edition number, oh boy, 116 of Friday Night Genesis, as we've been having some real lag problems as of late, but hopefully fixed it earlier today with the help of but hopefully, like I said, it has been fixed. Big boy Gumbel helped me with a thing that maybe got the job done earlier today. It didn't lag earlier, even before Gumbel showed me his little trick. The stream was pretty clear, so hopefully whatever happened has subsided, and we can truly get back to the way things should pee on the bed. But just in case, we do have ourselves a little bit of an exhibition match, because if it does lag, then I don't want to be getting into the main show. And, it messes up and what have you. So we're going to make sure that things are nice and clear here with this a little bit of an extra match if things do go nicely, as Samuel Cassidy makes his way into the ring. We haven't seen him, but usually teaming with Ethan Young. They formed the Cleaners. We haven't seen them in over a month, though. So Cassidy now back all by his lonesome, but Ethan Young is in his corner as he will be taking on Tyson Cage here at the top of our show. I always download stuff off of CC and then am shocked to learn that it's from people in CMV. I never knew. But what's up, everybody? What up, Maury? Dash? Assassins? Nice to see you. An absolutely stacked card for Genesis. Number 116 here. As we have got Tyson Cage making his way to the ring here. Indeed, the house is abuzz right now. What happened? It looks clear, though. Looks nice. Don't want to jinx it, but it looks to be all in the clear. As Tyson Cage in the ring now. And as I said, a great episode coming your way. One Elimination Chamber qualifier, and perhaps the final spot in the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber will be decided when Reese Matthews takes on Bob Luger. And as per General Manager Castle Fave's decision, if Reese does beat his former good brother, he will get that sixth and final spot inside the chamber next Sunday, March 18th, for Point Break. As here we go, though, this exhibition match starting things off as Samuel Cassidy to take down Tyson Cage, and Tyson Cage got to be weary there of Ethan Young ringside again. We have not seen either of the Cleaners in action in over a month, so Samuel Cassidy definitely like to come back strong with a victory here. Tyson Cage last week failing to qualify for the International Championship Elimination Chamber was very upset. It's the second time straight he's been beaten via countout, as Samuel Cassidy goes for an early pin. that he, in an interview backstage, he requested an open challenge for Point Break, said no countouts, and immediately answered was the call, as Kendall Wolf would clock him in the jaw out of frame and simply say, I accept. So remember, Kendall Wolf was a part of that trade last month, so the former United States Hardcore and Undisputed Champion going to make his debut as a part of the Genesis roster at Point Break. So Cage, would love to get a victory here. Nice calf kick, catching Cassidy on the rebound. And of course, guys, one hell of a main event, as the CMV Alpha World Championship will be on the line. Guri Sukhanov defends against the Bloody Brit, Chris Andrews, who will head into the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber to defend the belt. Guri Sukhanov been on a great roll since winning the championship, been unbeaten one-on-one. Will he still head into the chamber to defend his title? Will the belt, though, or will the Chris Andrews, will the Bloody Brit Chris Andrews. Get payback for that loss he took to Guri a couple of months ago. And add yet another championship to his already stacked resume as Cassidy. Beautiful elbow drop there out of the corner. Hopefully not. Hopefully not, DJ. Hopefully all is well. And talking about the International Championship Elimination Chamber, the final spot, and that will be decided in our co-main event. An age-old rivalry going to be reignited when D'Angelo Prince takes on Elijah Stewart, of course, the newest member of Click. There's that Click, I should say. That's that nasty spine buster by Cassidy. Looks to clean house, but not enough. Just a 2 count over the future soon-to-be movie star. He'll play the titular Moon Knight in Marvel's Moon Knight coming out soon. But look at this. Samuel Cassidy, big old sit-out powerbomb. 1, 2, but just the 2 count. Ethan Young continuing to watch from ringside. Hasn't gotten involved at all yet, but again, got to watch out for him as Tyson Cage able to survive just barely. Oh, I think he just went for that code breaker of his, but Cassidy with that quick thinking to make sure it does not happen. But there we go. Now a Canadian Destroyer. Able to deflect the double knees, not able to deflect. That, a lot of people use the, like, literally nobody has ever used the Canadian Destroyer in CMV, and now this season there's like 3 people using it. Being thrown all over the place with just a 2 count for the dashing one right there. Raises a hand though, realizes he's got the upper hand, wants to stay in the driver's seat, bringing Cassidy up to his seat. But yeah, guys, that's probably the match. Well, dang, I gotta say the match I'm most looking forward to. Obviously going to be Guri and Andrews as Tyson Cage brings together a nice comeback, but very, very, very much looking forward to D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart as well. No holds barred too, it's going to be. You know, so far on the International Championship Elimination Chamber, the only one on the lineup to have past experience is Zach Cage. Of course, the current lineup is champion Lance Martini, Zach Cage, Dallas Steele, Johnny Vegas, and Brent King. We're actually going to see Dallas Steele in action tonight against one of the men who will be inside the Alpha World Championship Chamber, Mark Intel. See Samuel Cassidy get busted wide open. Now blood pouring down his face, running into each other right there. Irish whip and Tyson Cage to the apron. Now going to be brought back inside with what looks like, oh, trying for the suplex. Tyson Cage, nice reversal. Keeps himself on the apron. Kind of like a gourd buster, sending Cassidy back. I mean, they're just going to stand there. Just going to stand there and check him out, survey the scene. There we go, no rush. Back of the ring now, stomped out of the back of Sam's head as he brings him up to his feet. Another code breaker by the dashing one. Really wants that momentum heading into his, probably the biggest match of his career against Kendall Wolf at Point Break. And a second Canadian Destroyer just might get the job done. Look at Samuel Cassidy's face. 1, 2, 3. Tyson Cage able to nab the victory here in this exhibition match before we truly get the show kicked off up next. But what a win for Cage. A much needed victory as well, because like I said, the past 2 matches he's lost via count out. And Ken the Wolf ain't going to be playing around come Point Break next Sunday. But Tyson Cage with an impressive win. Now, of course, got to grab the selfie stick. Make sure that the moneymaker is still intact. Don't try and play that game. Tyson Cage takes his exit to the back as we now get ready for our true first matchup of the evening. Bites the dust. Oh, man. Wow. All right, so it might have actually worked. I don't want to, but well, that was perfectly. So hopefully we are good to go. Did anybody else see that? Yeah. Did you see how as soon as I said that, it buffered? 10 out of 10. That's all right, though. It's just a buffer. Usually buffers anyway. So, stop trying to kill my vibe. I'm just trying to enjoy the show. Oh, Bateman. The love of my life dropping in. Just in time. As the show will be started. Well, you should turn your thingamajig down, Soul. Pretty sure there's something you can do about that. No music tonight, by the way, because got a grumpy Gus in the house. Well, he's on Fusion. But here we go, guys. Truly going to get things underway here on Genesis number 116 on Adam Valentine. Oh, boy. What is this garbage? Okay. You were spooked? I think you got pranked. All right. All right. Snap out of it. Because we are getting ready to go. This should be definitely an interesting matchup, to say the least. As Lucifer Sin does make his Genesis debut, his CMV debut 2 weeks ago on Reality Wrestling. He fought Rising Star champion RGP in the main event. And my opinion, you don't have to agree, but in the 48 episodes of Reality Wrestling, the greatest main event, no doubt about it. Lucifer Sin made one hell of a first impression. He did take the loss, but Lucifer Sin said that he is on the trail of Pullman in that Rising Star Championship. He has the chance next week on Reality Wrestling. Actually, it's been announced the main event. Lucifer Sin will be tasked with finding himself a partner to take on the team of Brandon Rain and RGP. We know that Rain and Pullman will meet once again at Point Break next Sunday for the Rising Star Championship. Can they work together, though? That will definitely be interesting to see after all they've been through. But what the heck? Lucifer Sin here tonight definitely has his hands full, even though Adam Valentine's been in a bit of a decline, and if you ask me, only has himself to blame with this whole conspiracy garbage, but still can never count out the self-proclaimed GOAT. But here comes Lucifer Sin arriving on Friday nights. Yo, what a hellish miss. We had an exhibition match. Tyson Cage grabbed a win. And our first tweet of the night, guys, coming from Josh Wolf, who says, maybe I'll take that offer from Cass, but I have my own business that needs attention on Fusion right now. Josh Wolf talking about earlier this week on Fusion, after he got that tag team win with Schmitty, Cass LaFave snuck into the locker room and offered Josh Wolf a chance to return to Genesis to battle Click. You know, losing Elijah Stewart definitely is messing with the head of our general manager. Elijah Stewart in action tonight for the first time since joining Click in our co-main event. His rivalry with D'Angelo Prince going to be revisited with a spot inside of the Elimination Chamber on the line. Oh boy, thought we lost power there for a second. Last time we saw Adam Valentine, guys, was last week when he lost the Elimination Chamber qualifier to Brent King, and Adam Valentine went on a tangent in the backstage area, stormed into general manager Castleface's office, spouting off once again about this whole conspiracy theory he believes exists that's out to get him. And Castle Fave said, enough is enough already, Valentine. There's no conspiracy. It's just you that are holding yourself back. Valentine coming it all really started back at SummerSlam when he wasn't voted into either one of the championship matches in the poll. He felt shafted and just came up with this whole story that everybody, literally everyone is out to get him. The Castle Fave said, enough, Valentine. I know that you have what it takes to be a big star. And so she offered Valentine a little bit of a deal. The deal being that if he did something for... Oh, I got... Yep, cat hair in my mouth. It's no surprise there. But offered Valentine a deal saying, if you do something for me, Adam, I will guarantee you a shot at any championship you want post Point Break. And that thing Castle Fave revealed to me earlier today is that at Point Break, Adam Valentine will go one-on-one with Luke Swanson. Remember 2 weeks ago, Luke Swanson lost his Elimination Chamber qualifier, and during the match, I even thought that maybe he was, maybe he had smoked a little joint or something before the match. We all know he has his predilections for weed. He was suspended earlier this season for 2 months, remember, and Castle Fave also suspected something, so she told Luke that she wanted him to take another drug test. He refused this time. So Cass told me earlier today that Luke Swanson is going to have a match at Point Break against Adam Valentine. If Luke Swanson does not win, then he will be fired from Genesis for not taking this drug test. So now Swanson's career here on Friday nights will be on the line against Valentine. And if Valentine wins, he will get a championship shot of his choice post Point Break. That's a big opportunity for Valentine. Cass's vendetta towards Luke Swanson continues, but this time, the first time when she spent there for 2 months, I didn't agree. This time, I do. He should have learned his lesson the first time, and he should have taken the test, but obviously refusing it, it's a little bit fishy. And now Castle Fave is punishing him for it, as Lucifer Sin starts this matchup strong with a nasty neckbreaker right down onto the knee. Punch to the gut, though. Valentine going to reciprocate. And there's a nasty super kick to the jaw, too. Kick to the chest. Guys, up next after this, we have Dallas Steele. Been very impressive since arriving in CMV. Currently with a record of 10-1, I do believe. Takes on Markintel. That's going to be his biggest challenge. It's two Mack trucks colliding right there. Both in different elimination chambers come Point Break next Sunday. And then we've got Reese Matthews taking on Bob Luger, guys. And if Reese Matthews beats Luger, he can do it. He will get that final spot inside of the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber match. Reese has been on a roll as of late. He beat Randy Borton. He beat Joey Bacon last week. Can he beat the former two-time Alpha World Champion? If he can, he will get a chance to become Alpha World Champion. Crossing the arms right there. Straight jacket, neck breaker down onto the shoulder. Guys, that had some venom in it. And now Lucifer Sin taunting Adam Valentine as he rolls out onto the apron, using the ropes to bring himself up to his feet. Now just staring him down, a shoulder thrust right to the gut, going to knock him down to the outside. Now these two just fighting on top of pretty much pure concrete. These pads offer little to no protection for these competitors out here. Forearm smash, that's going to rock Lucifer Sin. Allows Adam Valentine to close in. Now Valentine on the outside. This is going to be nasty. Hook in the arms for a butterfly pile driver. Right down on the top of his head. That is going to ring Lucifer Sin's bell. And again, guys, can't stress how big our main event is tonight. Guri Suckup defends the Alpha World Championship against Chris Andrews. A rematch from when the two fought, about 2.5 months ago, when Guri first won the championship. Now Guri's held the title for 3 months. Will he still walk into the chamber in 2 weeks, next Sunday, as champion, or will it be the Bloody Brit who does so? We're currently at a count of 8, by the way, here, guys. No, 7, I guess. Those 6 must have misheard. But the fight will continue legally now. Lucifer Sin in his Genesis debut brings Valentine up to his feet, kicks in the midsection. Nope, caught though by Valentine, tripped up. Valentine, possibly the biggest matchup of his career at Point Break. And all he has to, well, I'm not going to say all he has to do. Luke Swanson only with 1 loss. Look at Adam Valentine. With a deadly, that was an interesting way of fully locking in the submission, no doubt about that. Able to escape, though, is Lucifer Sin. Going to be the biggest matchup of Valentine's career at Point Break. If he wins, he gets a shot at, any championship he wants, I'm going to take a guess that it's probably going to be the Alpha World Championship. Don't know why he would go for a lower title, but Cass is giving him free reign. He can go for the tag team titles if he wants to, but only if he can defeat Luke Swanson and end Swanson's career here on Genesis. Nice back suplex there by Lucifer Sin. Now Adam Valentine trying to recuperate immediately up to that second turnbuckle. What up, Gum? Okay, Lucifer Sin, I guess, just wanted to get a little bit of a better look. What a clothesline rainmaker by Sin. Man, really, if you did not see his match against RGP 2 weeks ago in Reality Wrestling, I suggest checking out. What a fantastic way to debut, even though he lost. And Lucifer Sin now has Valentine up top where he does not want to be. This is going to be, what is this? Brain Buster down onto that top turnbuckle. Adam Valentine feeling the effects. He's reeling. Lucifer Sin tries to capitalize. Valentine drops down behind, though, pushes Sin away, creates a bit of distance, and look at this now. Valentine shoots in, goes for his vintage pile driver, but Sin able to counter. A couple of punches to the side of the head. Back and forth they go, tit for tat. Is this a reversal fest? I think you may have, Gumbel. I think you may have. Oh, no. Sin with the neutralizer. This could be all over right here. 1, 2. No, just a 2 count for Sin, who argues with referee Perry White. I forgot his name. But Perry's decision is final. And in those few seconds that Lucifer Sin wasted, Valentine able to battle back. Oh, no, don't tell me Valentine's doing what I think he's about to do here. Adding insult to injury, the Windsor knot. Lucifer Sin is tied up in right now. Valentine taking the open shot right down the alley where the sun don't shine. Sin got to be feeling some type of way right now as Valentine with a duo of double forearm smashes now an Oklahoma Stampede and a big-time roar from the self-proclaimed GOAT. Oh! Valentine, what a stiff knee that was. I've never seen Valentine hit that before. It's something new. Trying to knock off Sin, but it is not enough. Valentine's going to have to bring everything to the table to knock off Luke Swanson next Sunday. You can bet that much, especially with his career on the line. Luke, just regular Luke, is incredibly dangerous, but when backed into a corner, I'm eager to see how he reacts. Desperation pin by Sin. And look at these knees getting drilled into the temple repeatedly again and again, and busting Adam Valentine wide open. Tonight, guys, we also have tag team action, an interesting matchup as Ortiz and Scott and Brule gonna break up, and well, let's just say it's definitely going to be an interesting matchup to witness, as right now Valentine looking for the slapjack, looking to bring it all to an end, but Lucifer Sin with the clutch obviously did his homework. What a neck breaker. What a matchup to kick off Genesis here. And there's that. Is that a big boot or a knee? For that angle, it kind of looked like a big boot. Valentine pulling out all the stops here, but just a 2 count yet again. You see the blood trickling down on Valentine's forehead. Wondering what the hell do I got to do to put this guy down? And perhaps this will be enough the second time. Will it be the charm? Has Sin in his sights, hooks those arms, and the slapjack connects flush. Welcome to Genesis. Lucifer Sin. 1, 2, 3. Adam Valentine picks up the win. Heading into Point Break, the matchup of his career against Luke Swanson. What another very impressive matchup by Sin, but once more taking another L. And Lucifer Sin rolls to the outside as Valentine celebrates. This is his first win in a while. He's very happy about it. Wait a minute, no! Adam Valentine attacking! What's with all these bait and cuts? By the way, just break kayfabe real quick. Valentine attacking Lucifer Sin after the match has already ended, sending a clear message to Luke Swanson into the steel step shoulder first. Adam Valentine, a chain. Absolutely just unnecessary attack there on Sin after the bell had already rang. Now security rushing down the ramp to pull Valentine away before he can cause any further damage. All right, guys, the action continues up next. Adam Valentine definitely seems ready for Luke Swanson. Luke Swanson at best be ready for Valentine. That's going to be one hell of a match at Point Break, guys. This right here should be one hell of a match as Dallas Steele. He's sitting at, I think, 9 or 10-1. Only one loss in his career so far. It was 2 weeks ago. He qualified for the International Championship Elimination Chamber, defeating Ray Furioso, and this guy locked inside of a chamber. I do not envy the other 5 guys that are going to be in there with him. Of course, he's a part of the International Title Elimination Chamber, where champion Lance Martini obviously will be defended. We joined by Zach Cage, Johnny Vegas, and Brent King have qualified so far. Later on in our co-main event, that final spot will be decided when D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart go one-on-one, no holds barred. And Dallas Steele's opponent here, Mark Intel, involved in the Alpha World Championship Elimination Chamber, and gotta be feeling, I don't really know how to, look, I'm never gonna try to get inside of Mark Intel's head, but it was last week on Genesis that he lost to Jaquan Shea. He lost his Elimination Chamber qualifier to the former Anarchy champion, but John Reed was ringside, and after the bell had rung, John Reed and Jaquan Shea got in a hellacious brawl, so bad that Cass Fave actually came out, tried to break it up, and ended up getting hit by Jaquan Shea, inadvertently, didn't mean to. John Reed kind of actually made him hit Castle Fave, and later on in the night, Cass would suspend indefinitely both Shea and Reed until after Point Break, so obviously Jaquan's chamber spot has been vacated. She reversed the decision, which means that Mark Intel qualified for the chamber in the end. And we know that Mark Intel and John Reed have formed some sort of alliance, apparently with Chaos and Order too. So you gotta wonder if that was John Reed's plan all along, to get Mark Intel inside the chamber, whether he actually beat Shea or not. But here is a tweet, guys, as Dallas makes his way to the ring from Adam Valentine. Says, "Hello, CMV Universe. That was just an example of what Luke has to face at Point Break. So, Mr. Jugman, just go ahead and quit." This is going to be akin to 2 gorillas clashing in the center of the ring. The genetic perfection, he calls himself, with a chance to win his first CMV championship inside the Devil's Domain next Sunday, March 18th, Point Break. And again, after this matchup, guys, we'll see if that 6th spot in the Alpha World Chamber will be decided if Reese Matthews can defeat Bob Luger. Castlefave has promised him that opportunity. Former Good Brothers gonna go head-to-head. That's a first-time matchup, by the way. 2 former world champions going at it. That is the making. That could steal the show. A lot of matches could steal the show. Prince and Stewart and Suckanov, of course, and Andrews. The current lineup for that Alpha World Championship Chamber being Guri Suckanov, Chris Andrews, Bob Luger, Paul Anderson, and Mark Intel. Castlefave has told me that if Reese Matthews does not beat Bob Luger, then next week on the Go Home edition of Genesis, number 117, an 8-man over the top rope battle royal, we'll see who gets that 6th slot. And from the back emerges the true Dark Lord, a former Anarchy champion who will be entering his 3rd Elimination Chamber next Sunday. The brooding Mark Intel. Yeah, it is. Go. Yep, fusion's on. Regular timing. When start Carnival? Oh, Dank Carnival? That already happened. That was last Sunday. Mark and is that Zach? Did I see Zach Cage there, by the way? I was paying attention to the chat, but I could have sworn out of the corner of my eye I saw Zach Cage behind Mercantile there. Mercantile is apparently the sin of greed. Like I said, him and yeah, that is I think Zach Cage. But as I touched on, Mercantile and John Reed apparently formed some kind of alliance, calling themselves the seven deadly sins, and they have enlisted. Earlier tonight, Mercantile talked Chaos and Order, the brothers Audrey, into joining the group. So something sinister is cooking up here behind the scenes. But right now, Mercantile had best be focused on Dallas Steels. Yes, Zach Cage is ringside in the corner of Mercantile, it seems. And Zach Cage is in the International Championship chamber. He beat Luke Swanson 2 weeks ago to qualify. As Dallas Steele starts strong with a sit-out Falcon Arrow to the absolute tank of a man. CMV veteran, but being tossed around like a rag doll right now. Dallas Steele just throwing him through the air. Again, guys, an interesting situation is going to be. Later on, tag team action takes the ring. As it is Dulazier and Reese Ortiz teaming up to take on Adam Scott and Brett Angel. I'll touch on that a little bit more as we get closer, but a big old kick to the gut and knee swung to the chest to follow through. There's a knee down onto the kidneys. It's probably one of the most stacked episodes of Genesis we have ever had. Just the co-main event and main event alone. D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart, and then the Alpha World Championship defended. Guri Suckenall puts his belt on the line against Chris Andrews. That's just 300 plus pounds being thrown into your chest and face right there. Mercantile is just a different kind of, I don't even know if I can really call him a man. I don't know what Mercantile is. Look at that. The strength being put on display here by Mercantile. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. Deadlift, gut-wrench suplexes, and Zach Cage is just sitting there watching. I literally don't know what he's doing out here. The former Anarchy Tag Team and International Champion just seems to be getting a front row seat. Perhaps Mercantile trying to convince him to join this new group that John Reed's concocting. Right now, guys, Mercantile is absolutely obliterating Dallas Steele. Steele has not hit a move in a good, 3-4 minutes or so. He is getting torn limb from limb. This is the Mercantile of old right now. Look at these power bombs. Now 2 in a row. Dallas Steele, please respond if you are alive. My God. Complete domination. And again, Mercantile goes to the deadlift gut-wrench suplexes I've never seen. Dallas Steele manhandled like this. He's currently 10-1. He's just blown right past everybody that's been put in front of him. But right now, it's like he's a kid just getting smacked about. Into the corner. And Mercantile, watch out, referee White there. Don't want to get caught in the middle of that European uppercut. Cop, there's no party. Look at uppercut party, because an uppercut party does not stop. Only a 1 count, though, for Mercantile as looks to rake the eyes, use some dirty heel tactics. Dallas Steele's having none of that now, tries to fight back. Can he? Single knee backbreaker into the Russian leg sweep. Nicely done. Keeping his head above the water, but just barely. Dallas Steele steps back, surveys the situation he's in. Has to know that he's not looking too great. From behind, inverted suplex. Want to talk about power. Look no further than the genetic perfection. Reason he calls himself that, just look at him. As he goes to that second turnbuckle, beckons for Mercantile to rise up to his feet, and this ain't going to be anything pretty. Double axe handle right down onto the top of the head. Punch to the gut, though. Marcantel, as quickly as he can, gets to a vertical base. Now a cutthroat slam. Mamma mia. Marcantel. I said I wouldn't want to be any of the 5 guys locked inside the chamber with Dallas Steele. Yeah, same can be said for Marcantel, maybe more so. We've seen the type of damage he can cause in that structure his past 2 chamber matches. Last year at Purgatory and 2 years ago at Exodus. Look at that, just throwing Dallas Steele across the ring like he's 10 pounds. Chopper was in the stream earlier today. I mean, it's late. He usually doesn't catch late streams, though. Irish whip now. Marcantel set into the corner as Zach Cage still just watches on from ringside. 1 up 702. Just in time to perhaps see Dallas Steele make a big comeback and get this upset win. Modified suplex into the corner. That's usually the prelude to what he calls the genetic downfall. That powerbomb lung blower. And that's what he's going to set up for. Marcantel not knowing what's awaiting him. Oh, maybe he did. Playing possum. Marcantel catches Dallas Steele with the jawbreaker. And then there's that devastating bull hammer. 1, 2. Just a 2 count. So you've got to have one hell of a strong jaw to kick out of that. Any normal man get his head knocked off. Now Marcantel going to use his superior size and I don't know if I'd say strength. I think these guys might be matched when it comes down to that, but there's a nice front face lock cinched in, not for long. Not trying to look for the submission, just trying to wear down Steele a little bit. Now a reverse chin lock. Marcantel has changed his game up from the early part of this match where he was just throwing everything at Steele. Now wants to pick up a methodical pace. A pace, I should say, not paste. One of these guys might be turned into paste by the end of this, though, the way they're going at it. Look at that torture rack powerbomb. No, that's the co-main event. D'Angelo Prince, Elijah Stewart for the first time in nearly 2 years. Reignite their age-old rivalry. No holds barred for the final spot inside of the Elimination Chamber, the International Championship. Elimination Chamber as Dallas Steele is rolling a couple of clotheslines, then a power slam. Now this ain't going to be fun for Marcantel, or maybe it will be as he counters. Clothesline at short range, and those biceps of Marcantel, I mean, geez, they're bigger than my head. And here's Marcantel with that power bomb of his. A lot of power, but I'm trying to break Bison's record, maybe. I think he's hit like 3 or 4 so far here. Power bombs all day, son. Now going for a chokeslam from the deepest depths of hell, but countered into a complete shot. And there you go. There's the veteran instinct, the wherewithal of Marcantel to roll out onto the apron. He knows that he needs momentum. He did it properly. He shouldn't be at the Elimination Chamber. But because Castle Fave reversed the decision, he has been graced. Look at this now. Dallas Steele just stomping on the thighs and the chest. Ooh, face first with that arm wrench down on the outside. Zach Cage, I don't know if he, again, I have no idea why Zach Cage is actually out here, but at least he's keeping his distance, not trying to interfere at all. He very well could be just scouting out Dallas Steele since they're both a part of the International Championship Chamber. Count of 5, though. This matchup will continue as Marcantel winds up that big meaty claw for a second bull hammer and falls like a sack of stones. Will that be enough to do it? 1, 2. No, it will not. I mean, Marcantel wasted a bit of time there. I don't know if that gave Dallas Steele the precious few seconds that he needed to keep this match going. But he can't withstand much more of this pinpoint knee drop now. By the true Dark Lord. With a slow pace, trying to get Dallas Steele back up to his seat. Dallas Steele closes in, looking for a comeback. What a last second, should not taunt though. Marcantel with that last second reversal was feeling good about himself, wanted to celebrate, but the wrong time to do so. Dallas takes him down, just raining those punches now into the corner like it ain't no thing but a chicken, like he's feeling A-okay. That jaw should be just hanging on by a thread. But now, guys, Marcantel countered this earlier in the matchup. Can he do it again, or will Dallas Steele get the biggest win of his career? Calls this the genetic downfall. Double knees to the spine, middle of the ring, hooks the leg. 1, 2, nearly, but not quite enough. Dallas Steele so enraged, arguing with referee Perry White, but Perry says, hey, that's the deal, man. Looking to stay in the driver's seat is Dallas. Marcantel, though. Forearm smash. Rocks him just enough for the former Anarchy champion and CMV veteran to get off another wicked powerbomb. Middle of the ring. Hooks that tree trunk of a leg, and it is enough. Marcantel hands Dallas Steele only his second loss ever in CMV. What a win for Big Mark, though. What a hard-hit match. Oh. Sorry about that. Indeed, a good match, no doubt about it. Dallas Steele has nothing to be ashamed of. He's stuck in there for as long as he's dying ringside right now. Having a seizure. Somebody should probably go check on him, but this was a must-win for Marcantel, and he did just that with an exclamation point on it. Will Marcantel walk out of the Elimination Chamber next Sunday as the new Alpha World Champion? Who will walk into the chamber as Alpha World Champion? A question we will answer in tonight's main event here on Genesis number. Tonight, Maury, got a full house, so got a quick drink of the agua. All right, guys, here we go. This is got a big fight. Even if an Elimination Chamber spot wasn't on the line for Reese Matthews, this is main event worthy. It's pay-per-view worthy. This clash between two former world champions and two former good brothers. Remember, Reese Matthews left Click at the top of last month, saying he was focusing too much on them and wasn't worrying, enough about himself. And since then, I gotta say, has been doing very, very well, beating Randy Borton with his own maneuver with a Borto end, and then last week beat the 500-pound Joey Bacon. So I don't know, if you're a betting man, you might have to slide your chips into the corner of Matthews here. He's a former undisputed champion for a reason, But Castle Fave, after Reese Matthews came out here last week, saying all these schlubs, all these nobody's getting chamber qualifiers. Where's my chance? I'm a former world champion. And Cass would respond saying, I'll give you a chance, Reese. And all you got to do to enter the chamber is beat Bob Luger. This is a first-time matchup, but if Reese can get the job done, he will enter his first chamber with a chance to walk out of the Alamo Dome as the new Alpha World Champion. Will we have a new Alpha World Champion tonight? Gory Suckanov and Chris Andrews one-on-one for the gold. And who will take the final spot in the International title chamber when D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart battle no holds barred? Bob Luger came out here earlier tonight making demands of General Manager Castle Fave. Listed him off. First demand he wanted was that he get a clean Alpha World Championship one-on-one match next week against either Gory Suckanov or Chris Andrews. His second demand was that the #1 contenders match between Chaos and Order and the returning imaginary friends at Point Break be canceled. And his third demand was that Elijah Stewart get free entry into the chamber. Castle Fate would come out and say, no, Luger, you won't get a title shot. Instead, you'll face Chris Andrews, whether he's the champion or not, one-on-one next week, non-title, if he is champion. And that the number one contenders match between Chaos and Order and Imaginary Friends will go on as planned. Not only that, but Click, Xander Slate and Randy Orton will be defending their titles here on Genesis next week. And last but not least, said that Elijah will not get a free ticket into the chamber, but instead his matchup with Angelo Prince will now be no holds barred. So you heard that right. Click will defend their World Tag Team titles next week here on Genesis. They're currently scheduled to defend against Brule, but some interesting information coming your way up next during that taboo I think is the only word, tag team match. And whether the Bloody Bray is champion next week or not, he will go one-on-one with this man, the work ethic titan, the two-time Alpha World Champion. And it's got to be noted, you need to be clear here, that if Bob Luger does lose, that does not mean his chamber spot is forfeited. Nothing is on the line here for Luger. He has nothing to gain and nothing to lose, pretty much. I guess the only thing he can gain is making sure that Reese stays out of the chamber, but everything to gain and everything to lose for Matthews. He has to win here if he wants a spot inside of the chamber at Point Break next Sunday. Going to start off strong. No collar and elbows, not feeling each other out. They know each other too well. Trip up right there, and Reese Matthews might have chipped a tooth already as he went face first into that canvas. Now a trip up by Reese Matthews. Neither one of these guys allowing the other to keep control for very long. Just a minute in this matchup. It's going back and forth, tip for tat. Now forearm smash, and there's the agility, the athleticism, and then the ego of Reese Matthews all strung together right there in the span of 10 seconds. Instead of staying on top of things, though, Reese Matthews takes his eye off the ball and gets a nasty swinging neck breaker. Into the corner, slowly approaches. Does Reese Matthews. Tornado DDT. Bob Luger going head first right down to the mat. Luger, of course, last week qualified for the chamber by defeating Samuel Boone in a no-holds-barred matchup. Fantastic matchup that actually ended up being. I did not expect it to be so good. Samuel Boone put up one hell of a fight, but unfortunately was not enough, as now a neckbreaker by Bob Luger looks to keep up with a European uppercut. Staggers Reese, brings him right back into the front headlock. Now a side headlock takedown. You do not want to get into a wrestling match with Bob Luger, the son of the legendary Lex Luger. There, nice escape, though, by Reese. To be fair, gotta give him some credit. These two just throwing neck breakers back and forth. Anything you can do, I can do better. We know that both these guys are megalomaniacs. They do not want to lose this match. Even more than the chamber spot, perhaps, for Reese and for Reese, is to get one over Bob Luger. Show that he's the better man. Carrying Luger, smashing him back first into the corner, guys. And then a pinfall attempt to follow through, lateral press. But just the one count. All he's going to get out of that exchange. Stomp down on the lower back now. Reese Matthews closes in. Big old elbow drop and another tip up. You know, you might not be able to stand Reese Matthews. I know that I personally can't. I can't have a conversation with the guy longer for 5 seconds without wanting to shoot myself. But an absolutely phenomenal competitor in that ring. Can't take that away. Luger right now going for an STF Camel clutch. The ropes are right there. And Reese able to reach out to the middle one. Referee Perry White forces the break. Luger, though, stays in control as he goes after Reese's arm, snapping it out of socket. You know, guys, tonight in our tertiary, not a member of our website, cmvwrestling.com, exclamation point, join in the chat. We'll give you a link. Jumping DDT by Reese Matthews connects flush. You will have missed that exclusive footage that showed Xander Slate and Randy Orton jumping Dave Turner backstage. It was a couple of weeks ago that Xander Slate extended an olive branch to Dave Turner and Paul Anderson to join Click. They shot them down. And Xander would say, you're either with us or against us, Dave. You know that before he and Borton would jump the Hall of Famer. But Matsuda Tanaka, luckily, would come to the rescue of the technical prodigy before Randy Orton could break his arm with that steel chair. So tonight, guys, at our tertiary event, Dave Turner not able to compete. Instead, it is going to be a first-time matchup. Randy Borton will go one-on-one with Matsuda Tanaka. Matsuda Tanaka have taken his first loss last week to Paul Anderson in that chamber qualifier. You know he's feeling some kind of way, as right now Luger looking to initiate an uppercut party, and it is rolling big time. Reese Matthews is in trouble. Ugh, these uppercuts all day, baby. Now a picture-perfect drop kick. Give Bones a chance? Oh, no. Now Matthews over the shoulder, going for a ride. The Coney Island Cyclone. That maneuver used to be utilized by Bob to pay homage to his best friend Tim LaFave. Now it's used to insult his memory. Continue. Just look at Bob Luger, so vicious, just kicks and stomps and just punching, scratching, doing whatever he has to. And now looking to dash Reese Matthews' Elimination Chamber dreams with the Luger landing. Will that be it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it will. Bob Luger makes sure that Reese Matthews does not go to the Elimination Chamber. And this means that next week on Genesis, we are going to have an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal match to fill that last spot. But Reese Matthews, he came. He gave it his all, but Luger leaves as the better man. Maybe Reese can try to bargain with General Manager Castlefave to get into that battle royal, but more than likely his opportunity is dashed by his once brother and Bob Luger. Too sweet. Bob Luger on a roll now after being in a little bit of a rut for a while. Heads to the chamber, looking to make history as the first ever 3-time Alpha World Champion in the Alamo Dome. How will Reese respond to this? Click feeling pretty good right now, Smith. Ooh, we will see an action in a little bit. Gotta get a drink of water right now as we get ready for our next matchup. All right, lads and gents. Friday Night Genesis number 116 continuing as things are about to get taboo. As I said earlier, topsy-turvy, because it is tag team action taken to the ring, but not the match probably most would have expected. As Ortiz and Scott and Brule are breaking off and going to opposite corners. It is Dule Zaire and Reese teaming up to take on Adam Scott and Brett Angel. We actually have a tweet here from Adam Scott who says, "We all know that Reese couldn't get it done in the ring without me, and tonight will be no different. Hashtag carry." Yeah, so it was last week or 2 weeks ago it was. That these two teams, Ortiz and Scott, that is, in Brule, were on parallel tracks. They were both 6-0, but both teams took their first losses, went 6-1 on that same episode of Genesis. Later on in the show, backstage, the two teams amongst themselves, blaming each other for the loss, this and that. And in the end, Dule Zaire ended up walking off with Reese Ortiz while Adam Scott and Brett hung around each other. So now tonight, they go to opposite sides to duke it out. And earlier I talked about how the World Tag Team title match next week had a bit of a change because these two teams talked it out amongst themselves. And the winning pair here will be the ones to challenge Xander Slate and Randy Borton next week for the World Tag Team title. So let's say if Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz win, then they will challenge Click for the championships next week. I don't know if this is a permanent thing, or if this is just like trying to clear the air, but I have no idea. I'm completely lost here, but it's the opportunity to see these four amazing competitors in action, so I won't complain. Dule Zaire, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let his size fool you. This man can do it all. Extremely hard-hitting, very strong, and surprisingly agile. Dule Zaire and Brett Angel, they quickly climbed the ranks. Since forming Brule was about two and a half months ago. So, I just can't get, like, such parallel tracks these Ortiz and Scott and Brule were on, and then to both also lose their streaks on the same night. It's just such an interesting circumstance for all this to come together, and now we're getting this matchup. Zaire, the former owner of a bar, actually the bar that, if you remember, about 4 or 5 months ago, Xander Slate and Tenel had their big brawl in. That bar was Dule's, and the damage was so severe that he actually had to pick up wrestling once again to pay off the damages. And now I think he's, probably by now he's saved up enough money, but now I think that he's gotten the taste for it. And once more, I don't know if this is a permanent thing, if Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz are now a team and Adam Scott and Brett Angel are now a team, or if this is just obviously it's not a one-night thing, because we know that the winning team here will challenge Click next week for the titles. What if that team wins the belt? Oh my God, so many things could happen, but let's focus tonight as here comes the mean Reese Ortiz again. Earlier tonight, I bumped into him and was like, hey man, you and Adam Scott, it's tough what's going on, but you guys are doing great. Sucks that you took your first loss. He just lowered his shades, stared in my eyes, put him back over, then spit my oatmeal and walked off. I don't know what's up with this guy, but he is not friendly. You don't want to get in a conversation with Reese Ortiz. Still to come tonight, Randy Borton takes on Matsuda Tanaka. D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart one-on-one, no holds barred for the last spot inside the International Championship Elimination Chamber. In our main event, the Alpha World title will hang in the balance. Guri sucking out the fence against Chris Sanchez. There we go, team number one. How will they fare alongside each other? Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz. Now here comes the wily rock star and Adam Scott. If this really is a permanent thing, it's really a shame because I was a big fan of Ortiz and Scott and Brule. I could be a big fan of either one of these teams, though. We'll have to wait and see. Genesis number 116 on the road to Point Break next Sunday, March 18th. And last but not least, to round out this matchup, going to be the one and only Outcast, the highly decorated Brett Angel. What's that? Oh. A European champion, Royal Rumble winner, 4-time unmatched world champion. Brett Angel said in his own words that his objective this season is to erase the sour taste that was left in everyone's mouth from his run last season on Genesis, where we all know he didn't do too hot, and a phenomenal start along. I really think that Brett Angel finding himself a tag team partner and going into the tag team division was the right way. But now I'm gonna sneeze. Yeah. Excuse me. But now it could all be in jeopardy as these four men just bickering amongst themselves. Are we gonna get the lead? We haven't gotten to see the lead in a while because Brule obviously been coming out together as a team. But I think we're gonna be graced here tonight. Yeah, a one-time occasion. Boy, was it great to see that again. My jaw dropped. I was in amazement. You got to respect Olin. And so hopefully Dulazier and Reese Ortiz do. All right, so let's see how exactly this matchup is going to work, my friends, and which of these pairings is going to head into that World Tag Team title match against Click next week right here on Genesis. Going to be Dulazier starting things off against Adam Scott. Referee Perry White rings that bell, and let's get it on. Dulazier and Adam Scott actually about the same size. I feel like it should have been the other way around. I feel like Dulazier and Adam Scott should have hung out, and Reese Ortiz and Brett Angel should have hung out because they're about the same size, same style. Beautiful Northern Lights suplex right there by Zaire as he grabs Adam Scott by that mohawk, brings him up to his feet, front headlock to follow through, and now a butterfly suplex. I was going for a tiger bomb there for a second. Stomp. Right down onto the shoulder. Now brought to a vertical base, shoots in for a power slam, maybe a scoop slam, something. Adam Scott's not going to let it come to fruition. Kick to the midsection. Pump handle set up and a tool. What a counter into a hip toss. Impressive by Dulazier. Whichever team it will be next week, Click certainly going to have their work cut out for him. Click actually is the team that handed Brule their first loss a couple of weeks ago. And then remember, they attacked Brule after the bell had already run. Obviously trying to send a statement to the rest of the tag team division. So for Dulazier or Brett Angel, it would be a chance at not only gold, but some payback. Dulazier currently dominating Adam Scott there. A monkey flip. Like it came right out of the textbook. Face to face they stand. Irish whip now. Adam Scott trapped in the corner. Dulazier slowly closes in. And this is going to be, not fun. If your name is Adam Scott, there's that mat slam. And now the split-legged moonsault. What's that sound? Is that what it's called? And wasting no time. There ain't no beating around the bush here by Zaire as he lines up his shot. Gonna go for the belly-to-back suplex, or better known as the Regalplex. Adam Scott is about to get a reality check. Oh, but Brett Angel makes the save. Oh, there goes referee Perry White taking his bump for the night. Brett Angel's probably like, oh, goddamn, why did I do this? Adam Scott. Yeah, there you go. Big attack. That is a smart move as White gets back to his feet, and here comes Brett Angel now. Oh, boy. They're going to collide. The two tag team partners, the Friends. Absolutely no love lost, it would seem, as they go right at it. Zaire, whoa, why is he like leaning back so far there? Monkey flip to the Outcast. Zaire now, I think he's trying to make a tag to Reese Ortiz, but Brett Angel's big fat body is in the way. Oh. Caught on the jaw, sent tumbling down to the outside. That's not where Angel wants to be, though. Reese Ortiz is going to get his hands on the former four-time Unmatched World Champion. But a back body drop. This is a mad part of town for Brett Angel. Short arm close. I like how Adam Scott's just over on the apron taunting. Trying to get the CMV Universe up on their feet, playing the hype man right now instead of going over actually helping Brett. Reese Ortiz now doing some damage to Angel while Dulazier takes a breather in the ring. Now coming out to join him. Angel just throwing everybody into the ring. Just going to go for it again. I don't know what he's going for here exactly. Dulazier's trying to make sure it doesn't happen. Having a little bit of a tough time. Oh, body splash on the apron. And Angel's a big guy, mind you. He's probably 270, 280. 6 foot something. There's vintage Angel right there. Slayed by Angel, in fact. Oh, that's going to be a hot tag. Ooh, almost. Just out of grasp. Now Zaire makes that tag to Reese Ortiz. See if he can come in and try to wrap things up. Get he and Zaire that tag team title shot next week. Brett Angel throwing caution to the wind with a suicide spear, cutting Reese Ortiz in half. I don't know how he didn't also hit Zaire there. Zaire's just too thick. I don't agree. I think he should have less wrist tape and more baby oil. Strike to the gut now. Reese Ortiz being dragged. Like Zaire just watching. You know, when Reese Ortiz was helping him out. Not going to repay the favor, it would seem. And now at the count of 4, Reese Ortiz, 3 amigos. These vertical suplexes on the outside, doing some big time damage to the back. Kind of 6 or 7 right now. I don't really hear. Now 7. And we're getting pretty close to a count out. There we go. Brett Angel's got to make sure that does not happen. Uh-oh, Brett Angel on the prowl. Reese Ortiz about to get flatlined with the small package driver. 1, 2, almost a 2 count, but not quite. Zaire makes the save. Adam Scott now going to dispose of Zaire. Send him tumbling down to the outside like a sack of stones. Meanwhile, big old sit-out powerbomb from Brett Angel keeps the attack on. Reese Ortiz with an wow, Adam Scott just punched Reese in the back of the head. Then I think he spit on him too. Reese just trying to brush it off, focus on Angel here with a springboard elbow. Now he looks to make that tag to Zaire. Be definitely well timed. Yep, here we go. Brett Angel and Zaire, once again the legal men against each other. Punch to the back of the head. Now helping Angel up to his feet. Not like a good humanitarian though, just to slam him right back down with that suplex. Big old body splash. Zaire. 300 plus pounds as he looks for the pin, but just finds a 1 count. Welcome back, Bateman, you little slice of blueberry pie with a scoop of vanilla on top. Zaire trying to trap Brett Angel's head between those big meaty thighs, able to escape with that baby oil, but tripped up right away. You see Adam Scott really wants that tag. Zaire not letting Angel anywhere near his corner though. Now Irish whipped into the corner and maybe gonna look for the... Yep, there's the mat slam. Now he's going to go to the corner, and the split-legged moonsault is what Angel's got in his near future. And wow, I love how Zaire there's no wasted moment by Dulé as Angel doesn't even see it coming. Regal plex. Hooks the leg. Referee Perry White in position. Will this be enough to wrap it all up? Can Reese Ortiz stop Adam Scott? No, Adam Scott breaks through to make the save. Now Reese Ortiz laying hands. And just going to throw Scott out of the ring. Dulé there just looking like, yeah, good job. Nicely done. Back body drop though. Angel gets his, just a second is all you got to give Brett Angel. And he will take that inch a mile. Single dump, that's going to suck. That's going to suck you right up out of Dulé, make it extremely hard for him to breathe. Oh, little kiss to the wrist, little flick of the wrist. Well, watch out, Reese Ortiz, some short arm, right shoulder blocks. What a nice reversal though by Zaire. Throws Angel. Oh wow, but Zaire doesn't realize that Angel is to the top and a double axe handle raining down, cocking him on the noggin. Now with Bird circling his head, Brett Angel, vintage Angel. The Russian leg sweep out of the Cobra clutch. Hoping that that's enough to steal the W, but just a 2 count. But Angel, however, maintains control of the driver's seat. Elbows connecting down out of the chest. The outcast from the bush. Ready to close in on the kill. Small package driver. 1, 2. Might have been a 3, but now it's Reese Ortiz who makes sure the match continues. Red Angel is pissed about that, but now Ortiz is sent tumbling down to the ringside area. Adam Scott gonna watch the referee's count. Dulazaire counters with an arm drag, beats his chest, lets out a mighty roar. Kicks in the midsection. Nice simple lariat. Another lariat. Red Angel looks for refuge in the corner, not gonna find it. A third lariat. Now rebounds off the ropes, counters the clothesline, and a fourth lariat, and there's the kip up. If you questioned Dulazaire's agility, you just got smacked in the face with it there. Right back to the corner. We know what Dulé is going to be searching for. That mat slam, followed up by the split-legged moonsault. Make sure the ghost is clear, and there we go. 300 pounds right across the midsection. Might have cracked a couple of the ribs of Brett. We have no idea. But Brett's still kicking. He's still got some life left in him yet. That was a vicious arm drag. The velocity, which he threw, but a hot tag. Dulazaire with the leaping ability. Here comes Ortiz. Walks right into a military press. Counters the military press with a punch to the face. Now an Enzu lariat. Thanks for coming. See you later, Red Angel. Reese, a little bit of a not so great lion salt attempted. Red Angel looks to capitalize on that. Ooh, I think Reese was looking for something. Oh, Red Angel, the 6'4", 270-pounder, but the just throws all his weight at Reese Ortiz with that pounce. Now a tag to Adam. No, it doesn't tag at Adam Scott. Instead goes to Taunt in the corner. You know the CM Universe is split down the middle here in this one. They have no idea who they want to cheer for. Poor Adam Scott just wants to get tagged in, but Angel's like, nah. Reese not looking too hot right now. Maybe I spoke too soon. Couple elbows. Trio. Right to the side of the head. What? Oh. You got to kick him that hard. And Samoan driver. 1, 2. What are these noises I'm making? Oh, wow. Reese, you better get on that, though. Red Angel dangerously close to making that hot tag. Pump handle, dropped into a single knee gut buster. I noticed these two teams spending a lot of time working on the midsection as Angel looks for his third small package driver in this matchup. Neck first down to the canvas. Can Adam Scott stop Zaire? Yes, he can, and it's not enough. I thought that was a 3 for sure. That is the definition of 2.99999 right there. This matchup continues. I don't know how. These four guys beating the hell of each other. Meanwhile, Zaire gets lost in the woods with some eat defeat, and Red Angel showing off his immense strength. Oh, with that stalling vertical suplex. Choke slam. Let's see Red Angel go for a choke slam. That will hurt in the morning. Not that it doesn't hurt right now. Double knee backstabber. And Reese Ortiz with a interesting submission hold being applied, targeting the... Oh, now into a pin! Wow! Reese Ortiz looking to steal it and nearly does. Red Angel somehow managing to keep his head above the water, but look at this now. Reese lining up his shot, gonna go for that super kick right to the back of that. Oh, what is this? Hook and ladder? Yeah, hook and ladder. A glam slam, if you would like to call it that. 1, 2. Oh, I don't know if Adam Scott saved that or if Brett Angel. I think he did. That was gonna be a 3. Now Zaire taking out the garbage while Reese just watches on. But Adam Scott drills a knee down on the top of Zaire's head. If you blink, you're gonna miss it. Meanwhile, in all the confusion and the chaos, Reese Ortiz once more has Angel in trouble. Glam slam. Can he do it? 1, 2, 3. Yes, he can. Reese Ortiz gets the pin on Brett Angel, wins the match for he and Dulazier. That means that them two, will be the ones to challenge Click next week here on Genesis for the CMV World Tag Team titles. What a tag team matchup. I was questioning whether or not these two teams could actually work together. I don't know about Brett Angel and Adam Scott, not so much. Brett Angel was real cocky and kind of didn't even really pay attention to Scott at all, but Zaire and Ortiz worked together very nicely. And Ortiz with a huge pinfall on Brett Angel with that glam slam. Dulazier and Reese Ortiz pull out the win. Are we looking at our next World Tag Team Champions? That would definitely be an interesting scenario. All right, sorry about that. Lads and gents, the action continues here on Genesis number 116, our tertiary main event about to take to the ring. A first-time matchup. Supposed to be Dave Turner taking on Randy Borton here, but again, after Borton and Slate attacked the Hall of Famer earlier tonight, Matsuda Tanaka intervening, saving Dave Turner from a broken arm. Turner not able to compete, not cleared, so instead Tanaka will take his place. And Tanaka, of course, got to be in some type of mood after suffering his first loss last week. And really when it mattered the most, that Elimination Chamber qualifier, but Paul Anderson able to knock him off to the surprise of many. I was speechless for a solid 5 minutes. But now Tanaka has to look to the future. Can't dwell on that loss. Looking to get back to his winning ways. This is a matchup that a lot have actually been wanting to see, because we saw Matsuda Tanaka take on most of Click over the past couple months since he debuted. He fought Reese Matthews, he beat him. He fought Xander Slade, he beat him. Of course, beat him twice. But there they are, the CMV World Tag Team Champions, who next week we now know will defend those belts against the team of Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz. Tonight it is just the Milkman who will be in action, though. Xander Slate going to show his support ringside. And still to come in our co-main event, guys, an old rivalry revisited. D'Angelo Prince and Elijah Stewart going to go one-on-one for that final spot inside of the International Championship Elimination Chamber at Point Break next Sunday. And in our main event, who will head into that chamber, the Alpha World Championship chamber, as the champion, Guri Sukhanov defends against the Bloody Brick, Chris Andrews. It's been a good night for Click so far, with Bob Luger defeating Reese Ortiz earlier. Let's see if Borton can keep it going and pass it off to Elijah up next. And now the arrival of the Ultimate, the Dragon Slayer. And I've heard a lot of murmurs in the CMV universe since last week that he's lost his edge from one loss after how dominant he was since debuting one loss. And people are now questioning him. Matsuda Tanaka's about to prove them absolutely wrong as the former RJPW television champion. Now, indeed, last week Matsuda Tanaka did go back to his home country of Japan to relinquish the championship once and for all as he looks to start a real new career here in CMV. Matsuda Tanaka with his pre-match ritual making his way down to the ring. Trying to get into the head, play mind games with Randy Borton. Matsuda Tanaka's hopes of entering the Elimination Chamber at Point Break have been thwarted. But as I touched on, Matsuda Tanaka is smart enough to know he cannot dwell on the past. He's got to look to the future and getting back to his winning ways right here. Ugh. All right, here we go. Randy Borton, Matsuda Tanaka, one-on-one. Borton saying, bring it on, I ain't afraid of you. Borton were a bit smarter. I'm not calling him stupid, but let's be honest. He would fear Tanaka and use that fear to try and get one over Tanaka. What a German suplex there by Borton. Just going to fling Tanaka into the corner. I think he might have hit his head off one of those turnbuckles. Randy Borton with an early smart strategy to go after the legs of Tanaka. 2 elbows and a row to the thigh. Tanaka loves to use those feet of his. Those versatile strikes, especially that knee that has put down Xander Slate and Bob Luger on numerous occasions. Just look at these strikes. Tanaka with the heel of his boot right to the base of Borton's skull. Now climbs up to that second turnbuckle. Tanaka wasn't even supposed to be competing here tonight. Phoenix splash out of that second turnbuckle. So many, every single Tanaka match, I think I know what I'm expecting, and then he just completely surprises me with something new that I never thought he'd be able to pull off. Just beating the absolute hell out of Borton right now. Just gonna run the ropes mid-match, running the ropes. But Borton, the former undisputed champion, now he and Slade have held the titles now for nearly 5 months. Borton is a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame one day. But far, far, far from finished is the Moo Moo Man. And still as dangerous as ever. Knee to the gut and a German suplex from Tanaka, showing Borton how it's done as he turns the CMV universe. They pop big time for the Ultimate one. Gonna go join Borton on the apron. Just gonna look at him. Hey, what's up, man? It's nice out here. You come here often? Now both jump off the apron. Borton's like, ah. And on the outside, final cut. You see Borton immediately grasp at the back of his head. Now he's already feeling the effects from those strikes early on. Xander Slade has got to keep his distance. He knows what it's like to feel the kicks and punches and chops of Tanaka. I'm sure that he would prefer not to have to go through that again. Doesn't want to risk a disqualification or anything. Forward Russian leg sweep, and I would not be surprised at all if Randy Borton voted to take a cheap way out. Chris Andrews would say it's a legit way to win. As Tanaka tries to make it back in the ring, caught with a wicked-looking dragon suplex. The way his neck landed Guys, we're at 8 right now. This is not looking good for Tanaka. Tanaka trying to fight to see count of 9. Can he make it back in the ring? No, misses the drop kick. Now Borin gonna try to beat him. Borin the snake. Borin with a millisecond to spare slides in just in time to nab the W via count out. And Tanaka with an irritated and rightfully so look on his face as he stands at the bottom of the ramp. Borin snaking his way to a win here via count out. He knew, man, Borin's one hell of an athlete. He didn't have to do that, but I guess in his mind, he knew he would not be able to beat Tanaka here. So he got the W the only way he thought he could. Look at the look on Tanaka's face as Xander stares him down. We better get security out here. We don't want anything happening. And the smug little smirk on Borton's face. Matsuda Tanaka has got to be fuming, beaten again. 2 weeks in a row now. Click might be getting on the wrong side of the wrong man. And a tweet here, guys. 2 tweets. The first comes from Resort2, who says, "Hey, Borton, what's up, man? Hope you're keeping that title warm for me. Oh, and if you try that next week, I'll kick your teeth down your throat. See you soon." Obviously referring to the fact that next week in that title match, Dulez Air and Resort2 versus Click, Xander and Randy, they will have a champion's advantage. They can retain on a counter disqualification, but Reese warning the Moo Man not to try that kind of ish with him. And then the next tweet comes from Joshua, simply says, "Traitor." Elijah Stewart now officially a member of Click, joining at the top of the month and to the vial of the CMV universe to Castle Faven, and I think more than anybody, probably Tim watching at home, but right next to that would be Josh Wolf, who has just been sending out all types of threats. And every time we've seen Elijah on screen, Josh Wolf has been there saying traitor, traitor, trying to root it deep into Elijah's self-conscious. But Elijah, I said it a couple of weeks ago, I can understand why Elijah did what he did. I can understand why he thought he had to do that. I don't agree with his decision. But unlike Josh Wolf and unlike Castle Faven, many in the, of the fans, I understand why Stewart did join Click. But right here, right now, we are about to revisit what was once upon a time a very hot rivalry between these two men. It has been near 2 years since the last time they came face to face at the Exodus, the season finale of season 3. With an Elimination Chamber spot on the line, and it is no holds barred. D'Angelo Prince enters the ring. And a tweet now, guys, from Marketel says, "Fuck the Click and fuck the Resistance," if it's even still a thing. Yeah, Marketel was never even a part of the Resistance to begin with. And really, I think I agree with him. There's hardly a Resistance even left. D'Angelo Prince ready to go. The International Championship Elimination Chamber, guys, is currently lined up with champion Lance Martini, Zach Cage, Dallas Steele, Johnny Vegas, and Brent King. Of that lineup, the only one with previous chamber experience is Zach Cage. If Elijah Stewart is victorious here, he also has chamber experience. Over 3 years ago, actually, he competed in a chamber for the international title, and he was actually in the final 2. Remember, Jackson Jordan eliminated him last to win the title. Perhaps all these years later, Elijah Stewart will look to add yet another championship to his resume under the Click banner. And look at this. He's just decked out in Click gear. He's got a Click towel? Click on his tights. Look at the new. Oh, my. Oh, okay, whoa. Chill out, Elijah. Slapping himself in the face there as he makes his way towards the ring. This is sure to be a highly athletic matchup. I'm sure there's still residuals of the beef that these guys once had. And it is going to resurface here, and no holds barred via the ruling from General Manager Cass. Fade means no countouts, no disqualifications. The only way to win is by pinfall submission. Remember, guys, our main event up next to cap off the show. The Alpha World title is on the line. Curry sucking off the fans 3 months into his reign against the Bloody Brick Chris Andrews, who will walk into the chamber next Sunday at Point Break as champion. Will they walk out still? Reese what? That's one way to start off the match. What a bullhammer. Take this forearm real quick, fam. Goddamn. Earlier tonight, if Reese Ortiz had beaten Bob Luger, he would have gotten the last spot inside the Alpha World Championship chamber. But in losing, we now know that next week on the Go Home show, Genesis 117, there will be an 8-man over the top rope battle royal to fill the final spot. I have no idea as of yet who will be a part of that battle royal. We'll have to wait and see as D'Angelo Prince drills his knee into the gut of Elijah. Now grabs the boot. The Dragon Scooter by the Good Vibes Kid. I don't even know if I want to call him that. Like attitude adjustment. I'm so split on Elijah Stewart and this trajectory he's decided to take. I'm mad at him, but at the same time, I sympathize. But it's just too hard. It's too hard for me. I need somebody else's opinion. Where's Mr. Excitement? We need to get him on here. He always has some great insight into these types of things. All right, Elijah Stewart going to take D'Angelo Prince for a little bit of a walk. Snapmare now, elbow right to the top of the head. The two-time Alpha World Champion and former Tag Team Champion looks to put his elbow to D'Angelo's heart, but Prince moves out of the way. Usually D'Angelo Prince has the Jackson Bros backing him up, but I guess he wanted to leave them backstage and settle this age-old rivalry one-on-one. Inverted atomic drop. That's a knee right to where the sun don't shine. That might be enough to cause a disqualification in a regular match, but this is no holds barred. Hooks the leg and just a 1 count. First pinfall attempt of the match. Does not get the job done for Elijah Stewart. The International Title Elimination Chamber is just so... I can't pick a clear winner. You got Lance Martini, who's still unproven as a champion. It's his first defense since winning the belt. Pump handle Death Valley driver. I love me one of those. That was beautiful. But you've got Martini untested, but what a record he has this season. I think he's probably 10 plus and only, I think, 2 losses. You got Zach Cage. He has chamber experience, former Anarchy Tag Team and International Champion. He's probably the big name that's popping out at me currently. Then you've got Dallas Steele, the tank of a man. I do not feel bad for any 5 of his opponents come Point Break. Then Johnny Vegas, a CMV veteran, the oldest man in the matchup. He's got the experience, really old school vibe about him. I'm not too sure how he's gonna do inside the Devil's Domain. And then Brent King, who's the darkest of horses, only 3 months or so into his career, and enters a career-changing matchup like the Elimination Chamber. And either one of these men would really be the cherry on top to complete that lineup. D'Angelo Prince, also a CMV veteran, but Elijah Stewart knows what it's like to enter that chamber. He knows what it's like to feel that steel grating against his skin. And he actually came very close to winning it, like I said. He was in the final 2 with Jackson Jordan, as D'Angelo Prince escapes that fireman's carry with an elbow to the side of the head. Ooh, inverted atomic drop again, not just once, but it seems twice. Grabbing at the nether region is D'Angelo, as now Elijah kicks him right in the chest up to that second turnbuckle. Elijah looking to do what he does best with the elbow drop. He attempted that earlier. Now it successfully connects as he goes for the pin. A lot of frequent pins by Stewart, I'm noticing, in this matchup. 2 count that time. Oh, good vibes by Elijah Stewart. Comes out of nowhere when you least expect it, followed by a monkey flip. Prince goes flying into the corner. Elijah has so many ways he can knock you off. We could see an E-Buster, a Book of Eli. We could see I'm forgetting what the ruling. Oh, wait a minute. What are we going to see right here, though? Don't mind me just rambling on. Whatever he tried for, countered by D'Angelo. Prince knows Elijah too well, even though it's been years. These two recognize each other like old college roommates. And D'Angelo Prince with a Hangman's Face Buster might have a huge upset inbound here on Genesis. Can he punch his ticket to the chamber? 1, 2. No, not enough. But D'Angelo realizes he's on top right now, wants to keep it that way. Looking Elijah right in the face like, boy, you going down. Spitting soul kick, Irish whip now. Single boot to the chest, single boot to the chest again. Elijah keeps popping up, not quitting. I can respect that even still. And a rolling neck. We're going to bring it all together. Elijah, he's hurt for certain. He's dazed and confused. And D'Angelo Prince with a bangarang. You don't see a whole lot of those anymore. They were very popular last season. Elijah Stewart catching these hands, air to the throne. That boot of No! D'Angelo Prince out of nowhere, locking in Tequila Sunrise. Working the arm and the leg at the same time. Look at the torque he's got on that. Oh, I thought Elijah had tapped right there. Oh, that was dangerous, Elijah. The ref might have misconstrued that as well, but he's able to escape. I literally thought he had tapped. I was ready to call it. Elijah survives, though. Tries for something in the corner. D'Angelo Prince wants nothing to do with it. Kick to the gut now. A pinfall attempt. No rope break from him. This is no holds barred. Just the 2 count. No weapons introduced, as I thought there may be here. D'Angelo going to go up high. This is the point of the matchup where Prince has to decide if a risk like this is worth it. Waits for Elijah to get up to his feet. Oh! I think he went for an elbow stamp, but Elijah, quick thinking, able to duck it. Shoots in for a scoop slam of some kind. Instead, hung up to dry. And the tree of woe position, the blood gonna rush to the head as D'Angelo Prince makes the slow ascent to the top rope once more. You see Elijah struggling to get free, but instead D'Angelo digs his boots right into the chest of the Good Vibes Kid. Now a lateral press, and that could easily do it. Will it be enough? No, Elijah Stewart continues to fight. Doesn't matter what allegiance he is under. Elijah Stewart is one of, if not the greatest performers in CMV today. Stomp to the bicep. You can see D'Angelo Prince working every limb that's exposed here by Elijah in case he wants to lock in the Tequila Sunrise again. And a stiff slap across the face. There's that piss and vinegar from D'Angelo Prince. Lion salt. Picture perfect execution. Elijah's got to do something because he is getting dominated by Prince right now in this matchup. For the past 10 minutes, he's been getting dominated. Oh no, don't tell me. Even if referee Perry White sees this, it wouldn't matter. No holds barred. Tries for the dirty heel pin. Elijah's like, you kidding me? What are you going to expect though? D'Angelo Prince is a dirty heel. Final curtain, or curtain call. Iron Curtain goes by many names. Lifting reverse DDT at the end of the day only gets a 2 count for Stewart. Elbow right to the top of the head. Elijah Stewart slicks his, well, he doesn't have any hair, so I don't know exactly what he's slicking. Just getting the sweat off his chrome dome and drilling that elbow into the chest. As now a second Good Vibes is shot off but misses. Action roll by Elijah. Goddamn. That quickness. Snapmare. Prince has Elijah down and a knee to the chest. Another knee, and another knee. Looking to collapse a lung. Rip and piece that sternum. These knees getting just hitting the bullseye. My God, Elijah. I don't even. He is looking up at the lights. as if he sees stars, but still not throwing the towel in. Ooh! That might be one of the nicest enziguris I've ever seen. Shoots for the pin, too. Elijah, could be enough. Shocking. D'Angelo looking to take him off guard, but only the 2 count. What's it going to take from either one of these guys to get that uno dos from Trace? Speaking of Trace, 3 elbows. D'Angelo Prince's forehead. Both these guys taking a lot of risks in this matchup. Now it's Stewart's turn. Springboard frog splash. Way off base. And I think D'Angelo just tried to lock in the Tequila Sunrise again. Elijah Stewart with a jawbreaker. Now Stewart shoots in, kick to the gut though, too fast. Now counters the belly to belly. 1999. These two, like not a single day has passed since the last time they fought. Elijah Stewart with the book of Eli, countered by D'Angelo. What a match. And a backslide driver. So long for Elijah Stewart's neck, but just the Duke got kicked out with such ferocity that sent D'Angelo Prince flying back. I knew as soon as Castle Fib announced this matchup that this would be a match of the year candidate, and it is not disappointing at all. And still not over. Pinfall only gets a 2 by D'Angelo, who at this point is like, what the heck, man? What the flip? And is now on the prowl. Elijah Stewart gets to his feet. Does not expect the incoming Hangman's face buster right into the pin. 1, 2, 3, and D'Angelo Prince is going to the Elimination Chamber. A 5-star match indeed, but Elijah Stewart, click or no, has his chamber and championship aspirations dashed. What a phenomenal victory for D'Angelo Prince, who now goes to take his leave after a fantastic match. Wait a minute. There's a sinister look on D'Angelo Prince's face as he grabs a steel chair. No, D'Angelo Prince, whoa, wildin' on Elijah Stewart. 2 chair shots to the chest. The win apparently was not enough. D'Angelo with the exclamation point of victory as he chamber. Look at, man, whew. D'Angelo, he's going to be something to deal with inside that chamber. All right, folks, if that co-main event banger not enough, we have one hell of a main event to come as the CMV Alpha World Championship is on the line. It dangles in the balance. The Bloody Brick Chris Andrews challenges the Russian Ogre Guri Sukanov, who has had an ironclad clutch on that championship since capturing it. Sorry about that. Vintage dashing battery change. All right. Give me 1 second to get readjusted here. Okay. Friday Night Genesis here on a Sunday. Episode number 116 culminates with this clash between the Bloody Brick and the bear of a man known as Guri Sukhanov. As I was saying, in his reign, just I think it was 2 weeks into his reign as world champion, Guri Sukhanov actually defeated Chris Andrews. So if you're a betting man, your coins might be getting thrown in Guri Sukhanov's pot, but you can, I mean, if you discount Chris Andrews, you're dumb. Just plain and simple, you're dumb. Especially after that match of the year candidate he had with Dave Turner 2 weeks ago. Chris Andrews qualified for the chamber, and it should be noted, guys, that no matter who loses here, they will still be in the Elimination Chamber at Point Break next Sunday, March 18th. So if Chris Andrews does lose, he's still going to be in the chamber. This is just to decide who will walk into said chamber as the champion. And, well, a chance for Chris Andrews to get that win back from Guri, as well as add another championship to his already impressive resume as a 3-time Anarchy champion, international champion, Fusion Tag Team champion, and world champion. Since getting his big, meaty claws on that title, though, nobody has stood a chance when lined up to be knocked down by Guri Sukhanov. He's been untouched in singles competition. In fact, his only loss since becoming champion was that handicap match back at Validation. And even inside of the chamber, I'm still not taking anything away from Guri. Sukhanov's handler, Paul Heyman, tweeted out last week saying, even if by some miracle Chris Andrews does upset Guri Sukhanov, his reign will be a short one, and Sukhanov will reclaim it inside of the chamber. Both Guri and Chris Andrews do have chamber experience. Guri Sukhanov competed in the one last year at Purgatory, while the Bloody Brick competed in the season 3 finale, Exodus. He actually won his chamber. Yo, what up, Brendan Hash, my friend? Welcome to CMV. If you are interested to know what we're all about, !CMV in the chat. We'll give you a little bit of a rundown. If you have a call, this is Xbox One. If you want him featured on the show, you are more than welcome. Join, I should say. We'll give you a link to our website, cmvwrestling.com, as there is what is on the line, the CMV Alpha World Championship. The challenger, the Bloody Brit, the one and only Lager Chuck. What's legit way to win it? Just saw that there on his shirt. He best not try to win by count out here, because Guri does have the champion's advantage, which means that Chris Andrews cannot win by count out or submission. But Guri Sukhanov can retain his title by doing so, as there he stands, the near 7-foot-tall, 400-pound Russian ogre. We are in the Soviet era. Will it continue past tonight? It's CMV. I got you, Brendan. Oh, there you go. Never mind. You got it. Referee Perry White calling this one as he shows Chris Andrews the championship, one of the titles that the Bloody Bird, one of the few titles the Bloody Bird has yet to hold. Chris Andrews is ready to go, as is Guri Sukhanov. A handshake. They switch corners and then shake hands. That's genuinely surprising. I did not expect that, but here we go now. Rings the bell. Let's get it on. Any sort of respect between these two has now gone straight out the window. With the championship on the line, there's no room for that kind of behavior. Not an excellent start for the challenger here. Overhand, tries to fire back with a side elbow. Straight right hook by Guri already. Do not tell me Bloody Brit just got blasted into another dimension, and now Guri with that mega sit-out powerbomb. No, there's no way. Do not. 1, 2. Oh. I was just shook there for a moment. I thought that Guri might be about to squash Andrews. Even so, even though the Brit kicked out, that is incredible. Guri ain't got no time for this, apparently. But Chris Andrews, that very well documented heart, the heart of a champion and resiliency on a level of its own, Chris Andrews, A, won't be embarrassed like that, and B, won't go down that easy. But Gary Sukhanov still has control as he puts his 400-pound frame right over Chris Andrews' ribs and his sternum. Oh, pop up right hand, and this is just a mauling. I think Andrews may have kicked out of pure. Wow. Wow. Gary Sukhanov still the CMV Alpha World Champion after one of the most dominant showings I have ever seen in my tenure. Calling all the action in CMV. Chris Andrews, I think he kicked out of instinct from that powerbomb right there. He did not recuperate. I think Britt was unconscious thereafter, and this pop-up right hand keeps him down for the 3 count, and Sukhanov is still the Alpha World Champion. That's what's coming in 2 weeks' time at Point Break. That's what the other 5 men will be locked inside of the Devil's Domain, the Elimination Chamber with, and I do not envy any single one of them. When he first won the title, I said, it is going to take an army to get that belt off of Sukhanov, and I think he's going to hold it for a very long time. He just proved me right there. Chris Andrews will have the chance to come back if he can March 18th in the chamber, but his one-on-one opportunity was, I'll say it again, the most dominant performance I have ever seen in CMB's history. It wasn't bad, Batman, but it was probably 2 minutes tops. Gary Sukhanov just mauled as a bear would the Bloody Brit, looking back at his destruction, the path of ruin laid him. Wow. That's all that can leave my mouth to describe that match. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Gary Sukhanov is I don't know what he is. He ain't human. So the Alpha World Champ Genesis now has Vegas, Brent King, and Elijah Stewart, while the Alpha World Championship Chamber consists of champion Gary Sukhanov, Chris Andrews, Bob Luger, Mark Intel, Paul Anderson, and Reese Matthews did fail in defeating Bob Luger. So next week here on Genesis, the Go Home Edition, an 8-man over-the-top rope battle royal will decide who gets that final spot, who will be in it. You'll have to stick around to find out. But we also have, this was a great match, by the way. Fantastic match. If you missed that, make sure you watch, especially the last minute. Randy Orton sneaking a victory over Matsuda Tanaka by countout. Next week, we now know it will be the team of Dule Zaire and Reese Ortiz challenging Xander Slate and Randy Orton for the CMB World Tag Team titles after they knocked off Adam Scott and Brett Angelo in a great tag team matchup. There you had Bob Luger dashing Reese Matthews' Chamber Dreams. Maybe he'll be in that battle royal if he can convince Castlefit to give him another chance next week. We'll have to see about that. Mark Intel getting a big win over Dallas Steele. Good match that was. And Adam Valentine putting down Lucifer Sin. And will he use that momentum to try and knock off Luke Swanson next Sunday at Point Break? But thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. If you like what you saw, make sure you do follow me. ! CMV in the chat will let you know more about us. ! Join is a link to our future. You are more than welcome. Official. CMB _ is our Twitter. You can follow us for signings, updates, all that kind of good stuff. Want to check those out. So I will see you guys tomorrow for Fusion. Because this, I don't want to jinx it, but this was a very clear stream. There was no lag. There was a bit of buffering, but only not during any of the matches. So that's what matters. But, yep, thanks for tuning in. And I will see you guys when I see you.